successfully. Oh, well, good morning. How are you? I just hooked up my speaker, so hopefully you guys won't have trouble hearing me. So, anyways, I'm going to turn some more lights on. I don't have my O-ring light on because, yeah, so I don't even use that really. I have so many different lights actually in my kitchen that that one, it needs a new light bulb is all. I have the cover up there, ready, clean, ready to go back up when I get a light bulb. So maybe when I head over to Walmart tomorrow to pick up some medicine that I have to do, I'll get a light bulb as well. And then we'll have more light. Anyways, so welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and this is a little slice of paradise. I live in a 674 square foot apartment with my dog and my husband. So, there we go. I'm currently not working. I've been sick for the last 2.5 years, and we're going to talk about that because it's not an illness that people recognize very often, and a lot of the times it goes away after. I know a lady that has had it she had it for 1.5 years, and it went away. It's been 2.5 years for me, and it doesn't look like it's going to go away. So this will probably last the rest of my life. Of course, if it doesn't, yay, I'm going to be very happy. Anyways, spend the day in the kitchen with me today, and we're going to make some stuff. We're going to make a nice snack board. My husband this is his Friday, so he will be home for the next couple of days, and I just want to have some good food to feed him. I like the snack boards. He kind of likes them, but he likes other stuff. So we are going to make him a couple of quiches. So we're going to do some quiche today. I have some sausage soaking in some cold water to defrost it quicker. And so let's put my dishes away first. But I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about me, and I'm hopefully speaking loud enough that you can hear me. My main job that I have, excuse me for a second here, put this away. My job for the last 37, 38 years has been a school bus driver. I drove for Seattle School District and a private company with Seattle School District as well, and the private company that I was working at when the pandemic hit and when I got laid off. So I have not gone back to work. I got sick, very, very sick, and I'm still very, very sick, and it may not look like I'm very, very sick. I am. So I have, and the way the illness has progressed has changed the names of my diagnosis, unfortunately. So I was first diagnosed with the antivirals, or the antibodies. The antibodies to, I was tested positive for the antibodies to the Zoster virus. And what the Zoster virus is, and people don't understand, there is no cure for the Zoster virus. It just depends on the person on how it's going to act. Sorry, I'm banging around. So let me explain the Zoster virus. It is a virus that you get when, not all of you, but a lot of you, when you're a child. And some people don't get it and some people do. However, I did not get it as a child. Now, the Zoster virus is, and I'm going to put it in plain English, it's chickenpox. The Zoster virus is chickenpox. So, I had never had chickenpox as a child. And up until this point in my life, I was 56, almost 57, 56 years old when I was diagnosed with the Zoster virus. I am currently 59, so it's been quite a road to hoe. But let me tell you my story about it. So here I am, just, loving life. Oh my God, we got it sent home for 2 weeks. A 2-week vacation at this point in my job was well, very well welcomed. So I'm thinking, oh, 2 weeks, we'll go back to work, no big deal, blah, blah, blah. So we get sent home on the 8th. I returned to work on the 12th for 1 day, and that was to take the students that I drove every day to their school so they could pick up their laptops and instructions on how to remotely learn with their laptops, and then they were sent home. And so we all thought 2 weeks, and then we soon realized it was going to be months, and for me, years. So I want to make something clear. I did not, or have I ever had the coronavirus. That's another story, but I'll tell you that at a later date. So with the zoster virus, it is a virus, and I did get it, but it's not. It was not the coronavirus right at the beginning of the pandemic. We all got sent home. We're told to stay at home, and they're shutting down all the states except for people that are needed, doctors. What is wrong with my shirt? Look at this. I don't know how I got my shirt wet, and it's making a really weird mark. So weird. Anyways, I'm gonna grab myself a bottle of water, which I happen to have right here handy. So here I am, sicker than a dog. But I'll tell you what happened. When I first, these aren't quite dry, but I do want to put them away. So I'm going to finish drying them. I woke up, and everybody was kind of happy when we first got laid off. We're thinking, wow, we get a break from work, automatic break. Couldn't go on vacation or anything, but you understand, right? So here I am at home. I'm in. And what did everybody do? I think pretty much everybody, including me, thought, oh my God, a couple weeks off of work or 2 months off of work, let's do some spring cleaning. And spring was coming, so yeah, let's do it. So I was going through some boxes. I have a closet in my bedroom. I have 2 closets in my bedroom. One that goes completely along one wall, and that's for all of our clothes and stuff up top and shoes and whatnot. And then we have another closet that's off in the corner. And that is, why would they waste this room in this tiny little apartment, right? It was a huge closet. And so when we moved in here, I had some of my daughter's stuff. I was taking care of some of her stuff because she moved. And then, she's an adult, and she moved to Las Vegas. We moved her down there 2014, late 2014, 2015. So oops, I'm not done. And so whatever didn't fit in the small U-Haul that we got, and we got down there and got her settled. I just said, you can just store it at my house until you pick it up, right? Doesn't everybody store shit for their kids? Like everybody does that, right? So that's basically what I was doing. Yeah, I'll just take care of it, it's no big deal. So half that closet fit all of her stuff. And then the other half fit my stuff. My Christmas box, my camping gear, my this and that, right? And so then, that's the closet I'm cleaning out, and I'm going through every box trying to consolidate, and maybe going, I don't really want this. So I had a little pile of stuff to go to, the Goodwill when it opened, or I have a pile of pans down there right now that I need to take over. And then my friend said, why don't you put them in your camping box? And I thought, well, that's a good idea, but I can't seem to get to my camping box right now, so they are down there. And I'll probably take some of them over here. There's a Goodwill very close to me, so I'll take some of them over there and anything else that I find. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And It's not a bad thing, you know. So here I am, March of 2020, sick with a virus. The world's closed down because of a virus, and I had no idea it was a virus though. So here I am cleaning out, doing my spring cleaning, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I then, God, my shirt, that's terrible. And I'm wearing my shorts today because it's 90 plus degrees. I have my air conditioner on, but I'm just right now, just kind of hanging in my shorts right now. So we're gonna make a snack board, so, and it's gonna be kind of an all-day thing. So we are gonna first off, we're gonna peel these eggs, and we're gonna make some egg salad and some deviled eggs. So it's just me and my husband. So if I do 2, 4, 6, 8, that'll give me 8, and then I'll have 2 left over. And if I make 8, 10, 12, that's a dozen. I could just do deviled eggs. Yep, I'm just gonna do deviled eggs. So we're gonna peel these first of all, and I got this cold water here that I'm just gonna set in it real quick, break it, and they should just fall right off. I cooked these a few days ago, and these are the perfect hard-boiled eggs. And as you can see, the peel is just in one fell swoop, you know. So there we go. And I'm going to turn on a little bit of water, give it a good rinse, and set it right back in that container for now. Actually, I should take the towel out. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so I have my garbage is right behind me. But I'm going to take all of the hard-boiled eggs that are not peeled, take them out, and take this not toilet paper, oh my goodness, this paper towel. I'm such a doofus, really, honestly. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing, so watching my tongue is, at this point in my life, is a task in itself. Okay, so we got one peeled, and we're going to continue on and peel the other 5, and we're going to have, and cut them in half, that'll be a dozen deviled eggs. 6 eggs, and you cut it in half, there. So 12. So we're going to do that, and I'm just going to let these eggs, you know what, I'm wrong. I'm not going to let them do anything. I'm going to put them in this cold water so they can match what I got going on here. Okay, so that, there we go. Get these peeled, and then I will, oh no, this one didn't, there's something else with this one. Oh no, yeah, this was probably an old egg. Look at that, it's not letting me peel it at all. I hope the other ones are not like that. Alright, let's try this. I mean, seriously, the shell should just fall right off. Like, I mean, it's not fall right off, but probably because they've been in the fridge for a few days. But we're going to work around it. We're going to get them peeled. Hi. That water seems warmer than that water. I'm not sure why. Okay, these are a little bit more of a task than I had anticipated with the peeling of these eggs. This one might be another one like the other one, but I'm going to try to peel it for the most part because I don't want to waste another egg. Let's get some water going in there. See, if you open up the sides, if you split, even if they're hard to peel, here's Here's a little tip for you. If you split the shell off the egg, you see where I open that up off of there, right? And you get some cold water down in there, you are going to have no problem peeling at hard-boiled eggs. Don't roll it. Don't get it all in 1,000 pieces and then expect the membrane to hold it all together. It doesn't work that way. So I only went down so far. So now I still have this part of the egg still has a shell on it, and I have to slowly and very carefully in the water there we go, got it, and it's gonna should peel right off. There we go, one piece. All right, 4, and we're only gonna have 10 now because one egg got broken and thrown away, and I'm not gonna spend too much time trying to peel an egg that's broken in half, so I'm just gonna move on with my life. Come on, this one's not working very well. There we go, got a little bit. I got that much started. Alright, sometimes you're still gonna struggle if you don't. I usually, and I don't know why I didn't, peel them when they're still warm, but I don't know what my brain went to. I need to take a break for the pain, and come on, it's really giving me a hard time. Might have to beat this one. Oh, beat this egg in this. You peel, sucker. You peel, buddy. There, okay. Might be able to get some water into there. No, it's tearing apart. Why? I must have got a batch of old eggs or something. This one just doesn't want to peel. Look at the mess I'm making. Peel it over the garbage. Because if it doesn't work, I'm about ready to throw it away. I hate eggs that don't peel. And that's the whole thing is when you make, very frustrating. When you make your eggs, peel them while they're still warm, and then put them in the fridge, because they're so much harder after you put them in the fridge. All right, well, this is a snack board, so there's going to be lots of stuff on there, so I'm not too worried about an egg or two out of sorts. All right, so we are going to make these, and we are going to put them on. What are we going to put our snack board on? I'm going to use my blue. Hang on a second. Tupperware cabinet. Okay, I have this blue Tupperware that's shallow, so that kind of make a perfect plate, you know, right? So we're going to start by the eggs, and we're going to put the eggs in, and then we're going to do some other stuff and have some cheese and some crackers and some yummy stuff in here, a little bit of everything. So for now, I'm going to set those aside and get me a bowl. I always have to move it to wipe up the camera. Okay, so get to these eggs. I need a sharp enough knife that's not going to make a ridge. A nice, clean, smooth cut, and I have a knife right here from Tillamook Cheese Factory, and it's very sharp, and it's a wonderful knife. It's like a paring knife, I guess. And then we're going to need a spoon, a couple of spoons actually. So 3 spoons and a knife, we should be good there. And we're going to put in our deviled eggs, we're going to put some mustard, some mayonnaise, mayonnaise. Oh, I hope this isn't all. Is that all the mayonnaise? We might be running out of mayonnaise. Oh, I hope I have enough of this. And not so much the pickles, but a little bit of pickle juice. And that is about it for the deviled eggs. And so we got some pickles and all. I'm going to use some of the juice out of there. They're the cucumber chips. And then we're going to have a little bit of mustard here and some mayonnaise. And what you want to do is you just want to make it with the egg yolks, not too runny, because you're going to put them back in the eggs. So we want to cut our egg lengthwise and be very careful. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm good. Okay, and then we're going to use a spoon to remove, look at that. There's one. Check out the back of this yolk. Right? Perfect eggs to make the deviled eggs with. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to swipe the knife, because you have egg yolk from the egg prior. You don't want egg yolk on the outside of your egg. So just swipe it real quick with a paper towel. I don't think I got this one even, but we're going to work with it anyways. See if I can get this out. There we go. Uh-oh, I ripped that one. Darn. That one's got a little rip. That's okay. We're pretty easy going around here. I don't think it matters. Okay. Swipe the knife again, so there's no egg yolk on it. And this one has a little bit of a ding, so I'm going to put that kind of right in the back there. Alright, okay. See, I don't even need the friggin' spoon to get the yolk out. It's just coming out like nobody's business. Alright. And we got just a slight, very, very slight, on a couple of these eggs, that greenish color, because they've been overcooked. So these were borderline, and they are perfect, I gotta tell you. That is a perfect yolk. Let me show you how perfect that is. And let me see if I can get it out and show you the back. Uh-oh, maybe not. Uh-oh. There we go. Come on out of there. And see, it's barely, I mean, it's darn near perfect. So, darn near perfect. Not quite perfect, but darn near. The perfect would be no green. The yolk completely done with no green, and the darker the green, the more overcooked the egg is. So, if you're getting that dark green, lighten up. So, and we're going to need a fork, and I'm going to put my spoons away. Trade it for a fork. Alright. I'm going to mash up all these yolks. And here is another tip for you guys, okay? If your yolk is undercooked, and you've peeled the egg, and the egg is done, the whites are all done, but the yellow's slightly undercooked or severely undercooked, you can still salvage that. Now, probably not reboil it on the stove, would probably not be a good idea. But if you have a microwave, add a little tiny dab of butter in these eggs. After you've removed the yolk from the egg and you're mixing it up, it's going to be a darker, more moist looking. It's not going to be light and fluffy like these are. And you'll know it's undercooked when you cut into it. So go ahead and put all your yolk in the bowl. Take a little dab of butter, put that in there, and put it in your microwave for 10 seconds. Take it out, mix it up if it's not done yet, and let the heat of the yolk cook what's not cooked. You are going to end up with the same, same, if you do it right. 10 seconds at a time. If it's almost done on the second time, I would just let it sit in the bowl, and then let your yolk cool down before you start assembling the, yeah, so put this in the refrigerator by itself, and then when that gets cold, you can take it back out, put your mayonnaise in and your mustard in and whatever you want to put in here. I am going to put a tad bit of salt. Salt enhances the flavor of the food. Not too much though. You get too much, a little bit of pepper. My husband loves pepper, so I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in there. I'm going to put a tad bit of, well, first of all, I am going to steal a pickle out of this jar. There we go. And then I'm going to put just a little bit. I don't want to get those coriander seeds. Like 2 little tiny teaspoons. Okay. Versus mega cups, we want tiny teaspoons. That's funny. And we're going to put some mayo in here. We barely got enough mayo. I'm going to look in the pantry, but I think we are out. So we might have to, okay, that's enough for now. And just a tad bit of the mustard. Just a little tiny, another tiny teaspoon. I don't even know. I just eyeball it. That's about it. Just a little dollop. And we're going to mix all this up. Hopefully I didn't put too much mayo in here. That looks like about right. And then we got one more ingredient, which is the most important ingredient. Let me move you for a second. Where is it? There it is. We got it. All right, we're back. We're going to put paprika. We're going to put a little bit in and then on too as well. I may put just a tad too much mayo in here. That's all right. It'll work out. It'll be fine. And making a mess, as usual. Like, right? I'm such a mess maker. But I clean my messes up, so that's good. And now, I'm going to take, I'm thinking maybe I will want to put some parchment down. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to set them in here, line them up. We'll go 4 and 4. 4 on one side, 4 on the other. A little bit at an angle, so the plate looks nice. There's that broken one. So let's very carefully set that one in there. That's a perfect egg right there. There isn't even any little signs of yolk in there. Oh, I can't wait. These are going to be so good. All right. Now we're going to spoon the egg yolk back into the egg, and we're going to be generous about it. That one's going to get a little more at the end, but you want to make sure not to be overly generous because you have to spread this through the amount of eggs. Ooh, that one's way too much on that one. Take some off of that one. And get your little your peaks going. Put a little bit more on this one. There we go. Peak. I think I will have enough for the entire, I mean, of course you're going to have enough. You've added stuff to the yolk. It's going to be, that's why it overflows like that. Okay, that's a lot on that one. It's a good one. And I only have three more. Okay, so 3 more. This one's gonna be a little light. Fill the 3 with what I got, and then we will adjust the amount that we have in there. Okay, so this one here is about the right amount. Add this to this one. We're going to add a little bit of this one to this one. There we go. All right. So we are done. Filling those up, so I need a little bit of the yolk snap. It's the perk of being the cook, right? And you gotta taste your food. I mean, come on. And this is perfect. Yes. So there's that. And I don't put my knives in the sink. I set them behind the sink because I'm an accident waiting to happen. And I don't want to get cut. So with my new diagnosis, or fairly new diagnosis of diabetes, I really am weary of being cut. And I just got off some blood thinning medicine as well. They found a blood clot in my leg and put me on some blood thinners. And I currently take, every day I currently take 2 of the 81 Bear. And the funny thing is I thought if you took more than one, it really doesn't work as a blood thinner. So I'm not sure about that. However, my doctor said to take 2. So that's what I'm doing. I do what the doctor says. All right, so now we have the eggs in there. And now we're going to start putting some other stuff in there. And, oh, I gotta do this first. And I don't do it out of the, because the holes are just out of control. I need to make sure my fingers are dry. I do it from my fingers and then just kind of right over the top. Just a little bit, a little dash over the top. And then I don't get a whole bunch on one egg. It's more controlling. I don't make a mess all over the board. So yeah, just a little dab will do it. And there we go. Deviled eggs are done. So that part of the snack board is done. I'm going to bring you over and let you see. Put these pickles away first. Okay. Bring you over and show you how beautiful the eggs look. Now, I mean, honestly, right? So my board is started, and now I'm going to take a break. Okay, welcome back. So, I know it was like instantaneous for you guys. However, I still want to say welcome back. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut up some peppers, and I'm probably going to slice up some onions for the sausage and for the quiche, right? So I'm going to start with getting my cutting board out. And I'm just going to section it off from here. So I'm going to go ahead and do one nice large clove of garlic. Oh, well, it's got its coating on, so and we live by the 30-second rule around here. It's just me and my husband, so, and it still has its coating on there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. My knife out, get my handy cutter out. Here's my cutter. I'm going to bang it so it releases the skin from the garlic, from the garlic. I got a hair on my shirt. Get that off before it gets in the food. We're going to dice this up. It's broken half, so you'll just have to do half. It's broken half, and it'll have to do. That's funny. All right. myself. Garlic is always a challenge to cut. Always a challenge because it's so tiny and I like it in itsy bitsy tiny chunks. All messed up. Alright. So I'm gonna do my little trick. My fingers wet, get the knife wet, then the garlic is supposed to not stick, so we'll see. Huh? Yeah. Alright. A couple more slices here and we will have this. Ugh, I'm the worst with a cutter, with a knife, with a knife. Mince it. So putting it in the sausage. We're going to cook this with the onions and the sausage together. Didn't stick much. Still got a couple of big pieces in there. Alright, so that is good there. Better. All right, rinse. Go. Now we're going to do the onion. And when I cut into an onion, I just go ahead and do the whole onion. So I got to think about, do I want slices? Do I want diced? Some of it definitely is going to be diced. So cut it in half. Seems to be easier to get the skin off. I don't like that outer layer. It acts more like paper than it does an onion. These are Walla Walla sweet onions. I believe I bought this onion on the 9th and it is still in perfect condition. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's a beautiful onion. Alright, so we're going to make some slices this way. I think I'm going to go ahead and just chop it up, and I'm going to have some soup this week, and we're going to cut this edge off. Soup and stir fry. Oh, dear me. Boy, it went all over the place. All right. Just gonna finish slicing this one. And I think this was the one I was trying to cut in half. It's all falling apart. There we go. We got it. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what we're going to do. So I'm going to do some stir fry. So I'm going to keep some of this in just this amount of crab. And then when I make the stir fry, it'll be nice long strands of onions. So towel in. And then I'm going to do probably, because they do shrink up, I'm probably this much of the onion. Maybe take that one off and add that one in, some of that. So about this much for the stir fry. Covered up a little bit more tissue. Stays better that way. And we're going to close this up. And then our next one is, I don't put tissues in this because I'm going to dice it. It's just too difficult. So. Do it in sections because it all got tore apart. Make sure the onions get cut all the way. The outer layer doesn't like to cut as good as the other ones. Alright. Get together. Get your shit together, woman. I'm get my shit together now. All right. So if you guys are watching this video, which I hope you are, and subscribe and like and hit the all bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload. And if I'm doing something that you can tell me to do better and I try it out and it is better, I will definitely try it out. So leave a comment on how you want me to do something, and say, well, cook this, and within that month or whatever, if it's within my means, I will definitely do it. A better way to hard-boiled eggs or cut onions or a whole recipe that you want me to try, I will definitely do that. I have no problem doing that. Baking something, I could do that. There's a little bit of core in this onion, so I'm just going to toss that. A little bit of core left there. Got a little bit of core on it too. All right. This outer one is not cutting and it's pissing me off. It's got that paperish kind of attitude. My life difficult. It doesn't want to cut this outer layer. It does feel a little papery. I don't like that, so I like to remove all that if I can, if I have this ability. And look at these onions. Look at all these onions. All right, mince them. Dice them into small pieces. We're going to mince, and we're mincing. Oh my gosh, it's going everywhere, which is the norm for me. Alright. I can cook, I just can't cut. I mean, I get through it, I do have a process, so. And I'm definitely going to show you every aspect of every video because I'm not going to edit. So I have a couple of auto edit things going, but I'm just not going to do it. I don't have the time or the energy. I definitely don't have the energy. My energy level right now is depleted because of the pain. I would say right now my pain is a solid 4 right now. It's getting uncomfortable. I can feel it. It's annoying. Every time I touch myself or bump myself, rub myself against the counter, it's terrible. And the clothes rub around and they cause my body to burn. And no, I'm not allergic to clothes. If you're just joining us, I had a rare case of post-herpetic neuralgia, which is shingles. My rash was internal. It didn't go away. It's diagnosed once it doesn't go away after the 6 or 8 weeks that it should go away in. If it doesn't go away, then it's re-diagnosed as post-herpetic neuralgia. Post-herpetic neuralgia is, post is after, herpetic is herpes, because chickenpox and shingles are a form of herpes. The zoster virus is considered herpes. I don't know what's going on with my speaker. Maybe it needs to be plugged in. Hang on, let me get that cord. I'm gonna need to get another cord because the cord I'm gonna grab is actually charging my other phone, and it doesn't stay charged for very long, especially if you're watching YouTube videos. And so now it's blinking, the blue light is blinking, it's making noise. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in so it can withstand a half an hour of using. Thought it was fully charged, but apparently it's not. All right.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Oh, it stopped pairing. It should have paired by.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
There we are. Okay, so that should be better, the volume. I have all of my onions in the jar. I'm going to use some of my onions for the sausage. That might be ready to start, so I'm going to go ahead and leave these out. And then I'm going to put these onions away. These are for stir fry. And if I make soup, I can use them for that too. Alright, we're running out of room. Running out of room. And I think we're going to go ahead and start this sausage. It's still frozen, but I think it'll be fine. I want to move along. It moved along, move along, move along. I've already used half of it, and this is how I refreeze the other half. So I cut it in half, and then I freeze both halves. And then when I need some, I just only have to take out half, because there's just two of us here. So we're going to get this started in this pan right here. This like that, so you can see. So the one thing about garlic, I'm going to talk to you about garlic. Garlic is something that doesn't take very long to infuse itself into whatever you put it in. However, a little handy dandy scissors here. It does cook rapidly, so, and it burns quite easily. So you don't want to put your garlic in right away. You want to kind of wait and towards the end and put it in probably a minute or 2 minutes when you're ready to, excuse me, my nose itches. When you are ready to pull it off the stove. Uh-oh, I got a smoking burner. What'd I do? What's under there? Something's under there. We'll let that burn itself off. So it stops smoking. I'll put that on there. Okay, looks like we got it. I think that piece of onion flew in the burner. All right, so I just rinsed my hands. So we are going to put that in, and we're going to try and break that up something, kind of, sort of. It's still pretty frozen. Maybe we'll just let it sit like this for a minute. Oh boy, it's still quite frozen. It'll be unfrozen soon. My hand holder holds my utensils as I'm using them on the stove, so I don't have to make a mess. Sometimes I don't use it and I set it down, make a mess all over the stove. Alright, so now we're going to wash off the cutting board. That's been scrubbed. Okay, and we're waiting for that. We can start cutting on some peppers for the snack board. I got yellow, I got orange, peanut butter, celery, and some other stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. So here's all my veggies all wrapped up in their individual wrapped paper towels. It keeps the food good longer. And then the tastes don't get mixed together because they do have to be in the same drawer. Rinse this one off. This is just a little piece. I have another red one in there. If I get that out. Dry that. Nice and dry. So, because on the board, you want them as dry as possible. So, and what I'm going to do is just slice. And these are going to be to dip into a ranch or some other dips that I plan on showing you. We're going to cut them in half like this, lengthways. So it's just like a dip and a bite, dip and a bite. Let's see, I think I am going to do another red slice of bread. I'm going to check my lettuce, and if that's good, then we can cut some of this off here. It was not dry, obviously, when I put them away. They are. And we're going to just take out the middle here. Still a little bit of that right there. I got to get off. Going down right here, this section is obviously got bruised when I dropped it, obviously. Otherwise it'd still be good all over the place. So that's about it there. Everything else on here is good. So we're going to cut just a section of it. I do use a lot of paper towels, but it helps in preservation of the food, and I can't afford for the food to go bad prematurely. So, and I only shop once a month. So these are from the 9th as it is, and they're still good. Like, hello, I obviously am doing something right there. So my food stays good for longer. Prep it, dry it, and wrap it in a paper towel. Now this paper towel I'm drying it with is not the paper towel I'm going to wrap it in, because you need to get a whole new dry, because it's very cold, so it's sweating a little bit, and then we're going to put it away in a brand new paper towel and make sure all the sides are folded. So let's do it this way, and then there and there. So that is ready to go back into the refrigerator. So we can break this up a little bit. Looks like we're going to get some defrosting wonderfully. Just going to scrape off because we want it ground anyway. What is oh, that's for sure. Oh dear. I let it go too long. That's alright. We'll be okay. Put that up somehow. I have a meat chopper. That's chopped up. Good and chopped up. At this point, you could probably add the onions, and I won't be putting any salt in here because sausage is salty enough. So, you can put some salt in here now. Or not salt, but onions. I just said no salt because it's salty. But we are going to put some onions in there. And then these are ready for soup next week. And they should stay good. And now that I'm probably not going to be opening them, put a piece of paper towel in the top here. Close that up. I know it should stay good until I decide to cook soup. Oh yeah, this is fine wonderfully. Break that up with brown pork, brown sausage. And this is going to go into the quiche. Both quiches. However, we are going to put some pepper in here. Everyone loves pepper. We're going to put some pepper in here. And the other thing we're going to use in here is a little bit of paprika. Going to give it some flavor. I know it sounds weird, but it works. It's good for any type of meat. Sometimes when I cook my hot dogs, the thing about it is you season almost every single meat you cook, right? Right? That's just a natural thing, right? But nobody seems to want to season hot dogs. So if you're one of the kind of people that season their hot dogs, let me know, because I season my hot dogs. They go in the frying pan. They don't go in water. They don't go in the microwave. They go in a frying pan with some seasonings. And yes, I use paprika, salt, pepper, probably some garlic powder. Garlic, salt, onion powder, and sometimes maybe not, doesn't matter, but yeah, I season all my meat. So those hot dogs are delicious, gourmet hot. You should try it and season them and roll them around back and forth. Unless you have one of those little hot dog makers that has the rollers, that would be ideal. We don't eat hot dogs very often. Usually when we do, it's hot dogs, because there's 8 in there, and we can't eat 8 in one serving. And so then I have chili dogs, and then I'll cut them up and season them some more and put them in, whatever. As long as they get eaten. Whatever I decide to make with them, Macaroni and cheese is a good one. Homemade macaroni and cheese, or Franks and beans, that's a good one. We like that one. Because we're poor. We're barely making it with me not working. And, but, we don't mind it. He goes to work. He works 12 hours a day. He works very hard. I don't feel like he should have to do anything once he gets home. So I always make sure, if I do nothing else for the day, I always make sure that, because some days my pain is more than, and we have little backup meals in the freezer in case I can't get myself up and going. But I made myself a promise that I was going to, at minimum, get up and get dressed, because clothes is what causes a lot of the pain, and it's very hard when you get dressed to remain, at a low level of pain. The medicine I take does not eradicate the pain. It does not get rid of the pain, but it does make it tolerable. So, I'm not crying. I'm not just sitting in my world crying all day because I'm in that much pain. Sometimes it is that bad, and sometimes it's not bad. Today I'm like just kind of lingering at a 4, so it's not too bad. I can handle it still. Makes me think I forgot to take my medicine, but I didn't. And I'm at max, so I can't go up anymore. So if this stops working like the other medicine did, I might be screwed. But who knows? We're going to go day by day and see what happens. And the other thing I want to say is when I do have to endure pain, because I have battled depression, anxiety, and my oldest daughter has it, and I'm sure my youngest daughter has it. You know, the depression, and I know my youngest daughter has the depression, but we all have to deal with it, and we've promised each other that it won't get so bad that we want to off ourselves. Because depression can do that, and you just got to keep an open mind and say it's going to get better, and do all the things that it takes to get better. Take your antidepressant, get a sunlight, and do the sunlight therapy so you're getting your vitamin D. You know, do not just stay in bed and cry and sleep. It's not good for you. Get up and be motivated. You can do some things with me. We're going to do cooking and cleaning and whatever else we decide to do, right? Maybe we'll take the dog for a walk, and we'll go for a ride in the car, and I can show you a little bit of my world. So, but my pain is excruciating a lot of the times, and so I'm just pleasantly pleased that I promised myself to get dressed, film a video, and I'm hoping you like my videos. I do ramble on. I don't know how these other people do it, but I'm trying my best, and hopefully it will all come together in the end. So my goal is to be better, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but we are going to give it a shot. So I keep my head up, keep a smile on my face, and that's one thing about me is I've had to endure so much pain and so much like physical pain on things, and the depression, the seasonal depression. My seasonal depression lasted all year in 2021 because I was in so much pain, and oh, these look so good. Delicious. All right, red is done. Now we're going to do the other colors. This is almost done. I think I'll probably just leave it in the pan. Until I make the quiche. Nice and crispy too. I'm making a mess. Making a mess. It's broken up. There, we're good. We're on the last leg. And then I'm going to have to take a break. Oh, I'm dumping meat all over the darn place. All right, let's get this meat cutter in here and finish the job. Really grounds it up good. Breaks it up wonderfully. This browned, rest of this browned off. See, I set it on my stove, and now it's made a mess on my stove, but that's okay. I'll clean it up. And my kitchen is so small that, I mean, you're looking at my whole kitchen pretty much. But it works, and we live below our means, which is a good thing. So his job does pay our bills. So me not working is, it's a godsend that we've been living below our means all these years. Because I'm a bus driver, that I have a lot of time off during the year. So we have no choice but to live below our means. And then when I'm not working, that makes up for it. But now, I haven't had a stitch of income, not a penny, for just over a year. And the unemployment office is fighting with me to pay all the money back, even when we weren't required to look for a job. Like, dude, you're not getting that money back. There's no way. need to repay that. I qualified until August 8th of 2021. I qualified for that unemployment. And in August, I was honest with them and said, you know, I quit my job and I can't work. I gave them a notice from the doctor, which was dated August 8th. Can't work as of this date, because the question was, can't you work now? Not 4 months ago when you are behind in 4 months because of the pandemic. No, that's not, we're talking about right now. And then they're like, oh, you can't work, you have to pay us back. I said, I told you I couldn't work when it was diagnosed that I could not work. When I changed over from gabapentin, which is not a controlled substance in the in the state of Washington where I live. Now, it is a controlled substance in some other states. My opinion on that medication, gabapentin, is it should be a controlled substance. Absolutely. You should not drive until you know how it's going to affect you. So, and me being a professional driver, like they called me back and I said, I think the good idea is that I'm vaccinated first, and I've done this and I've done that, and I've weaned myself off the medicine, blah, 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 so then they're like, oh, you're not coming back to work? Oh, you're refusing work? And I got pissed and I said, well, actually, yeah, I am. So good luck to you. And she's like, so you're quitting for good? And I said, yeah. And she goes, you can't do that. And I said, watch me. My lawyer will be in touch. So then they told unemployment the same week, this very same week that I told unemployment. Like, I am not lying. I was totally honest with everything I needed to be honest about. I'm not saying I'm a liar, but good Lord, you're not going to, well, when it comes to kids, your kids, you're going to tell them little white lies, things they don't need to know, things that will hurt their feelings, stuff like that. I'm just going to set that aside and give it a little half a cover, and we're going to move on. Yeah, so like that kind of stuff. It just is, I'm done with these. It's just mean that, you know what I mean? It's just mean. It doesn't need to be that way. Get all the seeds out here. I do not want these seeds. These are about that size, so we're good right there. And it's just for the two of us, so we both like the red more than the other colors. Peppers are a lot like cheese. They start to go bad in very small ways. And these peppers were bought on the 9th. They're still crispy, but there are little spots that I've had to remove. Which, like cheese, you can just remove the bad part and use the rest. It doesn't mean the whole thing is bad. Because there was like one little tiny black dot, So I removed it, and we're going to have our slices anyways. And I'm going to tell myself we're going to make omelets because I don't want these to go bad, and I know in the next couple of days they're going to rampantly start going bad. I mean, they can only be good for so long before they're like, yeah, we can't stay good this long. So I will try to use those. Otherwise, if they start going bad too fast, I'll just throw them away. And I'll be okay with it because I use the majority. And having only 2 people in the house, that's not easy to do. I have to plan and be, type like, I'm just gonna cut this back piece off before it spreads. Pull this fine for now. Yeah, alright, so that's good for now. That is ready for the refrigerator, and this one is ready for the refrigerator. I'm just gonna take off the core. Seeds off. Get some new paper towels. And I still got the green one, so I can serve a little bit on the paper towels. Run a little low. Shopping isn't for another couple of days. Sometimes I shop for a month. Sometimes I shop for, well, every month I shop for a month, and then I end up going back to the store to get bread or milk or ice cream. I love me some ice cream. We're going to use this whole thing. All right. Something on my foot. This is good. This whole thing is good. Yep, we're good. But again, it has to be eaten up in the next day or so, or it won't be good. So, and this is probably one of the reasons I'm making the board, is so I can set it out on the coffee table, and he can snack while he's on his computer watching a movie. When we're watching movies or whatever, we'll have a little bit of a snack. So these are going to get cut in half. Right, kind of right in between. So there we go. There's the green ones. And now we're going to see how this cucumber weathered. I bought this on the 9th of July. And what I like to do, is clean. So I'm going to take the peeler and just peel strips. A little bit in there. Leave a little bit of the skin in between each strip. Now I'm going to take a fork. We're going to take a fork, Skippy. And we're going to go down. Little ridges. So when you slice it, it's very appetizing. I'll show you how I do my cucumbers, and you can see the little ridges in between. Yeah, see, that's what the fork did. And then, yeah, they look really pretty, and they could be eaten just like that. So now that I've done it to the whole cucumber, I'm going to remember that I have to eat it. He'll have a couple of them, but I got to finish it off. So we're just going to cut it all. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and eat a piece right now. I love cucumber. Go over. And yeah, this may be a lot, but it will stay good for probably 3 days. I think this meat is warm enough still. I'm just going to saute that. Garlic cooks very fast and can be cooked at a very low temperature as well. So I'm just going to turn this back on with that garlic in there. All right. They got moved around. They're sliding around in there. Oh my goodness. That's okay. They were a little wet when I put them in there. So now we're going to take some of the cucumbers. Line them up. Now the eggs won't go anywhere. At least we hope they won't. I don't think I'm going to overload the board with these, with those in the old jar. We're going to put our red ones first, right in the middle. Isn't that pretty? Got a little snack board. Orange. We got more to fit on here. We don't got enough room for all the snacks. Still got the celery to do. These right up like that. I'm just kind of squish those together. I might just go ahead and move the red ones. Yeah, we don't need them there. That looks pretty. Okay. We're just going to mix these ones up. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. If I eat all the cucumber on the stack board, these will still be good because I'm putting them in paper towels. And it's going to absorb the moisture of the veggie, and it's going to keep it sustainable for a lot longer period of time. Pretty good to me. It looks good to me. And my husband don't necessarily like broccoli, so this will be just for me, obviously. on there. Just a few over here in this corner. Because he won't eat any of this. This will just be me eating it. I don't like the stalk though. I like the little florets without much stalk on them. That's how I like my snack for. Alright, this garlic should be cooking in there just right now. Starting to sizzle again. Yeah, the garlic cooks very, very quick. I just put it in at the end, which I forgot, so I had to reheat it. But yeah, it's almost ready. Ah. There we go. Now for the celery. So what I like to do is I like to just cut the celery and put it in here. And then as you pull it out of here, I will have ranch, peanut butter, and probably some sort of other dip that goes well with cucumbers. Or I mean, the celery. All right, we're going to turn this off again. This is ready to go in the quiche. My husband will have quiche to eat. This days off and probably then some. Alright, so let's get ready for the celery. Now the celery, again, was bought on the 9th with all this other food. You can see that? Now doesn't that look delicious? To just have a snack with some ranch and some deviled eggs and yeah. So we're going to have crackers and dips and probably some apple as well. As you can see, this celery is definitely still good. Oh my gosh, look at that. Listen. Right? We're going to do 3 stalks, I think. Now we're going to wrap this back up. Make sure you get it around the bottom as well. One on the bottom there. And back in the bag because it holds the paper towel on there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap the top of this as well. Alright, so this is ready to go back in the fridge. Alright. And we still have veggies for the week, and next week we will go shopping. Or we might go shopping this week, who knows. These have not been washed yet, so I need to do that. Usually I would like chop these up really fine and put them in like spaghetti or something, but I don't plan on making spaghetti this week. So we need to wash them and then dry them really well. These are going to wilt because, damn it, I don't know how that happened. I've been using cold water the whole time. Oh no, I just washed my hands. Okay. Well, the water got set to hot and heated up on them. So they're probably going to wilt very quickly. But I will still try to use them. We're going to have this tonight, and then by tomorrow these should be eaten. So should be no problem. They do have to be dry. Dry, dry, dry. mean, that's one thing about the veggies. They've got to be dry, and the moisture that that comes off of them is sometimes really abundant, and you got to just keep them dry. And that's the secret about keeping them good, is keeping them dry. All right, so we're going to go once down the middle. Yeah, we're going to do it like that. So once down the middle, and then we're just going to have dips. I'll probably make a peanut butter dip, so that will be a lot better than just regular peanut butter. I'm going to just chop these into probably that big, and we're going to go just once right here. There we are. So that is that, and everything else will be set off to the side. The dips and the crackers and whatnot. I could maybe find something else to put in here. I don't know. If I do, I'll let you know. But right now, it's ready to go in the fridge. I'll be eating tonight with dinner. Wasn't quite fitting, but I got it. Cucumber was good. I do have a hard time chewing all the foods, unfortunately. I have no bottom teeth, but however, I'm so excited. Tomorrow, I'm going to get the molding done for a brand new upper and lower denture. This is a denture, and I have no denture on the bottom, so I'm going to get this replaced and this one done. And I had 9 teeth pulled. I want to say it was like the 19th of June, between the 9th and the 19th of June, I'm not sure which. But I had 9 teeth pulled from the bottom. I could tell you that story. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and I'll start another one when I make the quiche, and I'll tell you all about that story. Have a great day from a little slice of paradise.